Y'all already know we back to back with it like the 94-95 Rockets. Big boss, hog, K-Po through the door. We got Brody on the hustle ready for the tussle. Shout out to all my soldiers out there. Thank y'all for your service. This is the Minor Greatness Podcast, man. We back to back with this one. We just did a boxing one now. This is our NFL episode. We're gonna do our week 12 predictions. Our week 11 predictions was all right, but this week we're gonna try to get it right. We're gonna try to get it right. So B, I'm gonna toss to you, man. Set us off right. Let us know what we got going on.
All right, for sure. What it is, folks, like you just mentioned, we gave you a boxing episode already, and we back at it again. We finna give y'all some NFL Week 12 action right here. So, let's get it jumping. Let's get it right. We're gonna give you, four big games this time. Normally we do three, but we're gonna give you four because we couldn't take one of these games out. So we said we're gonna deliver the four game big pick, and then we're gonna also hand y'all the quick picks. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, we had a little struggling record last week, but we're gonna try to get it right this week. A lot of big games, a lot of big games. So first up, we're going to get into our four big picks. You know what I'm saying? Four big picks. The first game we're going to start off with, we're going to talk about this Browns versus Broncos game. You know what I'm saying? You got the Browns riding high on the soul of the defense. Then you got the Broncos finally putting it together. They on a 4-game win streak. And decided between both of us, we considered this one a dual trap game for both teams simply because, you know what I'm saying, the Broncos are putting it together, but they didn't. They finally at the part of their schedule where they're gonna play a solid defensive tough Browns team. You know what I'm saying? So we feel like this is a dual trap game. The Browns got to keep winning. Riding solely on the defense. We know Deshaun Watson is out. He's going to get shoulder surgery if he hasn't got it already. But he is out. They riding with the rookie quarterback Dorian Thompson. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over this one first, Capo. Browns versus Broncos. Broncos at home. Browns are 75. Broncos are 5-5. Remember, they on the 4-game win streak. They at home. They at Mile High. They say that elevation do something to people when they out there. So, which way you see this dual trap game going, and let them know why. Who you got in this one?
I got Denver Broncos. I think it's gonna be a close one. I say 17-14. I just think that the Denver Broncos have a little bit more offensively to basically get them over the hump. So um, I think that the Browns defense is good. They are the top defense in the NFL. But one thing, if y'all know about football, is if your defense is constantly on the field, eventually they're gonna break, right? And that's how I see this game going. I see it being a defensive game. I see them breaking that end zone, once or twice. But I think that the Denver Broncos, it will come down to a game-winning drive, and I think Russell Wilson will lead them down the field, and they'll kick a game-winning field goal to win 17-14. That's my take on it. What you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna lie. A lot in me want to pick the Browns, but the way the Broncos have been playing of lately, they're playing football on all three levels. They're playing good special teams ball. They're playing good defense. They're playing good offense. I think Sean Payton has finally got this team to understand where he's coming from, to move how he wants them to move. Russell Wilson has already been doing good all season. He's never been in question this season. It was more the defensive side of the ball. And now that this defense is finally putting it together, I see the Broncos continuing that win streak. So we both picking the Broncos right here. I got a close game as well. I'm gonna go 20. Let's say 2014. 2014. The Browns found a way to get it in the end zone off of a huge defensive stop, but in the end, I think the Broncos offense gets it done and they get the win. So I'm gonna go 20-14 Broncos. So we're gonna go ahead and segue into this next game. A lot of people probably look at us crazy for this one, for saying this, but we're gonna talk about this Chiefs versus Raiders. This is the first time meeting this season between both these teams. Both teams lose last week. Both teams lose solid games last week. The Raiders took the L to the Dolphins, but that's not a bad L to have, especially losing that game 20-17. Most people thought that game would be a slaughterhouse for the Raiders. Also for the Chiefs, they lost to the Eagles. Again, not a bad team to lose to. That if you're gonna lose to somebody, you would want it to be the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else other than the Eagles, is you would be looking at the Chiefs like, how y'all lose to them? But anyway, Patty Mahomes is still doing what he does, just not on that elite level he normally does. But they riding high on the defense as well. The Chiefs defense is playing pretty solid football. But for the Raiders, Coach Antonio Pierce got them playing on a different level. You know what I'm saying? When they had Josh McDaniels, we ain't know what the Raiders' identity was. We ain't know if the Stars was just done with football, if they wanted to leave or whatever. And now they got a new head coach in there, and he doing his thing, and they like playing for him. So we consider this a trap game for the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my predictions on this, and I'm gonna toss it over to you, Capo. So I'm gonna say that the Chiefs go ahead and get it done. I know Travis Kelsey. There's rumors allegedly, swirling around the word retirement for Travis Kelsey. I don't believe that's his thought right now because I know him as an individual doesn't let the outside world affect what's going on during the NFL season. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. I gotta say this. I'm glad they got Taylor Swift on tour right now because it was an enjoyment to watch the Chiefs versus the Eagles game and not see her every time Travis Kelsey touched the ball. So thank you. Keep on tour because I said that. I said that in one of the episodes. I said they need to send her on tour because we all sick of seeing her every time Travis Kelsey touched the ball, especially when he get in the end zone. You can't even see him celebrate no more because as soon as he get the before he even really crossed the end zone, the camera up in the skybox showing her do some whatever type of dabs with her people up there. We don't want to see that. But anyways, let's get back. Keep a mind on greatness. I'm glad where she at now. But I'm gonna say the Chiefs get it done. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders again play another solid football game. I say the Chiefs take this one. I say 23-17 Chiefs. What you got on this one, Capo?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well. Although I think the Raiders gonna come and ball out, man. I think Antonio Pierce gonna have them come ready to play. This is a Super Bowl contender team, and when the Chiefs play people, you get the best. This is let's just be real. This every team Super Bowl. When they play the Chiefs, that's their Super Bowl. So I I I'll, I expect this to be severely close. I think it's gonna be actually a low scoring game. I got it like 13-10. I got Chiefs winning 13-10. I think it's gonna come down to a game winning drive. And I think that, Patrick Mahomes is gonna be able to have the ball last and drive the field and set his kicker up for success, and he gonna kick that game winning field goal. But I do think that the Raiders are gonna come out and ball out. They're gonna come play. They're at home. They motivated, they inspired, and they got something to prove. You know what I mean? A lot of people was kind of disrespecting them. They're a pretty good team, man. They got some names on there. They just got to get the right, coach to lead them. And I think that Antonio Pierce is doing a good job of keeping these guys inspired. So this is a trap game for the Chiefs. Because the Raiders could beat the Chiefs if they're able to run the football and kind of keep Chris Jones in check. Um, and what's one way to dominate a good, run block or a pass rusher, run right at them. So I think that, you know, if the Raiders are able to run the football, they could win this game. I can see the Raiders winning this game 2017. But, I think the Chiefs will bounce back, from that last week, especially all their receivers dropping the ball, you know. But I see them winning 13-10. That's what I got.
Okay, yeah. In my opinion, the Chiefs are in a vulnerable position because they don't have that receiver to count on other than Travis Kelsey. We know you can't go to the same player over and over and over and over and over and over, and defense does not pick up on it. So, but again, I think the Chiefs get the job done. I feel like they'll get their eighth win on the season. So let's go ahead and roll over to this next game. This next game is also considered a trap game for the Mountain Greatness podcast team because the simple fact that it's the Bills versus the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? The Bills are desperately in need of winning. Basically the rest of the season if they even want to get themselves in some type of decent position to contend for this AFC championship. So they need to do their thing against the Eagles. Do I see them winning? I don't think so, but I still consider it a trap game for the Eagles, because like I mentioned, the Bills are in desperate need of a win, and if they get a win against a team like the Eagles, they'll send them home with their second. Well, they'll be at home. The Eagles are at home, so the Bills will fly back home, giving the Eagles their second loss on the season if they get the win. But I doubt it. But at the same time, this is a trap game for the Eagles simply because this Bills team is getting desperate and they need a solid win, not just a win. They need a solid win. They need to beat a solidified, solid opponent. So uh, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna still take the Eagles right here. I'm gonna still take the Eagles, and I'm gonna say the Eagles win it again on account of the legs of DeAndre Swift. You know, AJ Brown will be found in this game. Devonta Smith will be found in this game, the Slim Reaper. But I think DeAndre Swift continues his manslaughter of these teams on the ground. So that's my take on it. Capo, how you feeling about this game, this trap game?
Man, it's a very good game. You got the Bills who are struggling with identity. They don't know what they want to be offensively yet. They're trying whatever could work to get them to win. They need to win out for the rest of the season. So their back is against the wall. But you got the Eagles who are rolling right now. They're 9-1. They just beat the Chiefs, who beat them in the Super Bowl last year, and they are the team to beat. They got the best record in the NFL. I think I got the Eagles on the 24-14. I don't. I think it's gonna be the Eagles defense that is gonna be able to dictate. It's gonna be the run game and the Eagles defense, but more the Eagles defense. I think they're gonna be able to frustrate Josh Allen, apply pressure. Their front seven is ruthless. You know, with the rookie Carter, you know, and all the old veterans that they have, the linebacking core. They're gonna be able to hit home and frustrate them. And then you got Kevin Byard back there lurking in the secondary, Slay. I mean, Bradbury. They got some. They defense, man, is a bend but don't break defense, and I think this is the game where the defense steps up. I think they're gonna shut down Stephon Diggs. They're gonna frustrate Josh Allen and make him throw a couple picks. I do think the Bills will get in the end zone. And like I said, I think 14 points, and I think that last touchdown gonna come late. It's gonna kind of be like a, like we ain't quitting type thing. But I got the Eagles running 24-14. I do think Swift will have a big game running the ball, but I also think Jalen Hurts will have a big game as well, um, throwing the ball. So I think that it's gonna be a full team effort, but I got the defense being the reason why this team separates itself from the Bills. So I got them winning 24-14.
Okay. Before we move on to this next game, I got a question specifically tailored to this game. If the Bills drop this game, if they drop this game, where do you see their season heading to? Do you still think they find a way to make it into the playoffs and make some noise, or do you think that this ends it? This is the last season we'll see Stephon Diggs with the Bills. Do you think he moves on, or do you think he stays and tries to stick with his guy Josh Allen? How you feel about that?
Well, I think they're in a position where whether they win or lose, I don't think Stephon Diggs will stay with that team. But they gonna get to the playoffs. Um, like I said, with the right matchup, they could make some noise, but I don't see them. Even if they get to the dance, they're not gonna. They're gonna lose in the first round. I just think they don't have identity offensively. They don't have a running game. They're trying to find out what they want to do. The defense is good. It's just I feel like, in my opinion, the offense doesn't have an identity. So um, I think it's over with either way it goes. Whether they win or lose, I think that they're gonna have it's gonna be a lot of movement in Buffalo on the offensive side of the ball this year. Not with the quarterback, but with the other positions, the skill positions, and running back and things like that. They got to get a guy. It kind of makes me think they probably regretted getting Bijan, that they didn't get Bijan Robinson, because they had opportunity. So um, it's gonna be a lot of movement in Buffalo. But like I said, I think whether they win or lose, I do think that they're pretty much over with. I mean, how they win in games is it's tooth and nail. You know what I mean? They got to scratch claws to get a victory. It's a hard fought victory. It's not like, oh, okay, it's dominant. No, it's like you see a bunch of mistakes being made, but the other team just can't pull the plug or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like I say, whether they win or lose, I feel like it's over with.
Okay, so basically they didn't dug a hole with Diggs, and whether they win or lose at the end of the season, he out. Okay, okay. So we're gonna get into this next game, and you already know when we say this, yeah, we sound biased, but it is what it is. To me, personally, this is the matchup of of all for this week. We gonna talk about these Texas versus Jag. It's a battle for the first place in the AFC South. Texas won the first game, so they got a chance to go ahead and sweep the season series between Texans and Jags. And if they get this win, me personally, I feel like if they get this win, they're gonna be riding too high for a lot of teams to stop. But the last time the Texans were out, it was a last minute win with the defense on the field against the Cardinals. And the Jags just straight up throttled the Titans after a bad loss to the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? It was a bounce back game that came back, that showed charisma, that showed poise. They did what they had to do with the Titans. So I'm gonna let you take over this one first. Texans versus Jag. 6-4 Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. They in Duval County. They 7-3. Who you got winning this game?
Man, this is a tough one. This is gonna be a good game. This is a 50-50 game. Um, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. My heart want to go to Texans. That's what my heart want to go with, right? But my brain say Jacksonville, and the reason why I say that Jacksonville is on an all-time high right now. Yeah, they got a devastating loss against the 49ers, but they bounced back last week against the Titans. And I think that it's going to be extremely close, but I just think that their defense is going to make that play. Now, granted, I don't know how. I'm not saying CJ Stroud got through interception. I don't know if it's going to be a fumble. I don't know if it's going to be a fourth down stop, but I think it's going to come down to that. I think the Texans are going to be on the field driving, and the Jaguars are going to get that stop. And I got the Jaguars winning 24-21. Um, I just think the Jaguars, their week one or whatever they faced the Texans loss was, an eye opener for them. You know what I mean? Because the Texans got rolling after that. So, you know, they kind of built a little confidence off that win because they really dominated them that game. They could have put more points on them, truthfully. Texas really could have put 40 on them if they wanted to. They just
Right.
kind of scaled it back, start running the football, trying to be respectful. Me, I would have put 40 on you. I don't care about none of that stuff. That's me. But I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. Hey, till that clock say 0-0-0, I don't care if it's 2 seconds left. I'm trying to score. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm in position to score, I'm gonna score. But I just think Jacksonville will rise up to the occasion. Jacksonville has been inconsistent. This is a must win for the Jaguars and the Texans. But I think you know it's tough. Like that's why I'm stuttering because it's a game that I can see the Texans winning easily. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see them winning it easily, but it's like I'm like, man, they got too many injuries, and I just don't know, you know, what version of the Texans gonna show up. You know, can D'Amico get them up one more time to beat this Jacksonville Jaguars team? I don't know. So I'm gonna just go with my mind. Jacksonville Jaguars. I got it 24-21. What you got,
Okay.
D?
Okay. I'm gonna go on the opposite side of the spectrum, and I'm gonna take the Texans, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think the defenses will be non-existent in this game because last week I had mentioned something about Trevor Lawrence's knee with the knee brace. He was banged up. He was hurt. And last week against the Titans, that wasn't the case. The boy was all over the field. He was running around. He was moving well. He was throwing from awkward positions on that bad knee. So Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, he's back. And we all know that C.J. Stroud, the quarterback on the other side of this game, he's been here since the beginning of the season. He's never left. He's getting into rare form. I feel like he's slowly getting into that playoff form. And not only that, with the aid of Devin Singletary the last two games, putting up 100 rushing yards in both games, I think he continues that streak. I think he continues the streak, and I think he has another great 100-yard game. It's going to be a little bit more bang between the tackles versus going outside. But at the same time, I still think the defenses are non-existent in this game, and I see the Texans taking this game. I'm gonna say 31-28, last minute field goal. Amendola gonna have to be great again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ride with the Texans on this one. And like I say, I just think the offense is on both sides. I can see ETN going off. I can see really going off. I can see Ingram doing his thing. I don't say he go off, but I see him doing his thing. And also for the Texans, I see Schultz being effective. I see Singletary being effective. I don't see anybody from the Jaguars defense stopping Tank Dell. And if we got a healthy Nico Collins, I see him doing his thing. I see Noah Brown getting involved. I see this as an offensive explosion. The AFC South is finally going to display their top offensive teams right here. I think this is going to be an offensive game right here. But I'm still going to take the Texans to win it 31-28. So that'll be my take on that. Anything else? You any questions for me on this game right here?
Well, Damian Pierce supposed to be coming back, so that might be able to help Devin Singletary in that run game. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm torn, man, because you know Devin Singletary and with Damian Pierce, them two, that's thunder and lightning right there. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And if he's back, then that might be able to get me to be like, I might slide this way because ball control, right? Keeping Trevor Lawrence off the field. You run the ball, you get the defense tired. Let's see just Stroud, play action, touchdown, Tank Darrell, touchdown, Nico, right? So, but like I said, man, I just see the Jaguars pulling this on out, man. So that's my and we talked about this. Me and B talked about this. I see the Texans losing 2 games down the stretch. Jaguars, maybe the Browns, but now I'm looking at the Broncos. So it could be one of them 2 teams that they take a loss to, but I got them going 11-6. So either way it go, whether they win or lose this game, they still in the wild card, and I still think they're gonna make it. So yeah,
I for sure. I'm gonna stick with the current front runner for MVP. I'm riding with CJ Stroud and the Texans on that. All right, so there you have it, folks. That was our big four pick right there. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the Texans Jags. We talked about the Bills versus Eagles as a trap game. We talked about the Chiefs and Raiders trap game for the Chiefs. We talked about the Browns and Broncos, which is a dual trap game for both teams. Now we're going to go ahead and get into our segment real quick. We're going to put our mind towards greatness. We're going to get them gears back turning. We're going to hop into these quick picks. We're going to quickly pick, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the games that's slated for week 12. You know what I'm saying? So first up, we're going to talk about the Pack versus Lions. You got the Packers have no identity right now. They did just beat the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? They going over to Ford Field to play the Detroit Lions. Who you got in this one? Packers versus Lions.
man. Every time I pick the Lions, they lose, man. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. I got the
Okay.
Packers winning, man, 24-21. Because I didn't pick the Lions like 4 times, and they got man. Look, they got mollywopped by the Ravens. They making me mad, bro, because I'm believing in them, and then they lose. So I got the Packers 24-21.
Okay, I'm on the other side on this, and I think Dan Campbell and the Lions keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? They had a tough win last week against the Bears. You know what I'm saying? David Montgomery punched in last minute. I think they keep it rolling. I'm gonna roll with the Lions right here. All right. So next game up, we're gonna talk about this game. You already know how we feel about the Cowboys, but you got the Commanders versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys at home. Who you got in this game?
Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I got the Commanders, man. I think the Commanders. I think Sam Howell with McLaren and I forgot the other receiver name, but I think they got to get that going. Brian Robinson, like I say, they win 34-20. I got the Commanders winning 34-20, beating the Cowboys at home.
Okay, you talking about Jahan Dotson? That's the other guy. I like him too. I like him. He a solid receiver. Uh, I ain't gonna lie. This was tough for me. I consider this a trap game for the Cowboys, and initially I leaned towards the Commanders, but I think CeeDee Lamb at that keep it going. I think they keep the connection rolling. So I y'all know I despise picking the Cowboys. But anyways, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys right here. I think the Cowboys get it done in front of the home crowd in Arlington, Texas. So let's roll into this next game. We got the 49ers versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks at home. You know what I'm saying? The Seahawks. I mean, they're they're playing decent ball. They're playing decent ball, but I think at times they just become inconsistent in what they really want to do when they approach certain opponents. Sometimes they don't know if they want to stick with the run game. Sometimes they don't know if they want to let Geno Smith rip it. Sometimes the defense there. Sometimes they not. So Again, 49ers versus Seahawks. I think the 49ers go over there and strike gold and they beat the Seahawks. So I'm gonna roll with the 49ers right here. Who you got in this game, Capo?
49ers. I mean, it's really nothing. I think they beat them by 2 touchdowns. Um, I say maybe 28-14.
Okay.
I,
All right. Next game. I don't even want to pick it, but it's slated. They're gonna play. You got Dolphins going over to Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Jets. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be frank right here. I got the Dolphins. Period. I'm not taking the Jets no more this season. I got the Dolphins.
Dolphins by murder. They finna blow them boys out, man. I got the Dolphins putting probably gonna put 70 on them too, man. Cause I feel bad for the head coach, man. But yeah, I got Dolphins.
Okay. Okay. Man, this next game I feel bad to put a minute. Coach Bill Belichick toilet bowl game. You got the Patriots versus the Giants. Who win the swirly race? Who you got in this game?
Ah, I got Giants. I think the Giants will win 21-17.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Giants too. The Patriots just don't look good. They don't know what they doing over there. Mac Jones is lost in the sauce. Whatever quarterback they put in for the Patriots, just be lost in the sauce. I don't care if it's Zappy. I don't care if it's Mac Jones. Whatever they doing over there, whatever Bill Belichick then got himself into, I hope he find a way because I know they're gonna let him play coach there one more year for sure. But whatever they doing, they need to figure it out defensively and offensively. But I'm gonna take the Giants right here. Next game, big game. We was gonna talk about it, but we got the Steelers versus the Bengals. Bengals, no more Burrow. You know what I'm saying? You got the Steelers still in contention. They still a relevant team. They have a winning record. Who you got right here? Steelers versus the Bengals. The Bengals at home.
The Steelers just fired the offensive coordinator back Canada. So I'm gonna go to Steelers. I feel like the Bengals, they don't have Joe Burr. Joe Burr, they don't have him. So, I get it, they got all those weapons, but the quarterback got to get him the ball. And I don't see that happening. I don't believe in that backup quarterback. I don't even know his name. So I don't that lets you know how good he is. I don't know his name. Right? So I got I got the Steelers. I think the Steelers will do what the Steelers do. They're gonna run the football, bring their lunch pail, and they're gonna run them into the ground. I got the 21-17 Steelers.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Steelers too as well, simply because they finally figured it out. Najee Harris is not the answer. Thank God. That little mini Ninja Turtle, Jalen Warren, I like him, and I've been saying that. That boy, he come out there and run the ball with intentions, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? He not running around just trying to pity pat, tiptoeing through the daisies or none of that. When he get the ball, you see the burst, you see the explosion. That boy coming. He don't care if you 6'7", 380. He gonna run it to you. He gonna run around. He gonna do what he gotta do. So I'm gonna take the Steelers right here. It's unfortunate the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow no more, but at the same time, things like this do happen in NFL. We know what it stands for, not for long, but we do pray that he gets surgery, he get back in good health, and we see him again next season. But I'm taking the Steelers right here. Next game, Panthers versus Titans. Titans at home. We all know Titans just took a thrashing last week from the Jags. The Panthers just took a thrashing last week from the Cowboys. So who you got in this game? Panthers versus Titans.
Man, disclaimer, I feel sorry for Bryce Young. Sorry for Bryce. Titans by slaughter. I got them winning 34-7.
I'm on the same side. I'm with the same thing. I got the Titans. They coming for blood. You know what I'm saying? I know Coach Vrabel don't like that loss they took last week because they're normally a better team than that, especially when they playing in house in division. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take the Titans right here. Bryce Young. They got to figure out what they want to do for him. It's not him. I feel like they don't have an identity other than him and his connection with Adam Thielen. So I'm gonna take the Titans right here as well. All right, next game up, you got the Saints versus the Falcons. This is a classic matchup in this division. You got the Falcons. I don't know what they done with Bijan Robinson. Did he quit? Did he say I don't want to play no more? Did what happened? What happened? I just don't get it. You don't have a player like that, and he disappeared for 4 weeks in a row. I haven't seen a highlight from Bijan Robinson in I don't know how long. I think it's been almost a month because the last time we talked about B.J. Robinson, we were saying he could be in the MVP race, but but anyway, I don't know what they did with him. We got the Saints versus Falcons. I'm gonna go with I ain't gonna lie. Falcons being at home, the Saints do well in that dome. So I'm gonna roll with the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Saints right here. I think they get it done against the Falcons. I think the Falcons do put up a good fight. I hope they get Bijan Robinson back involved in this offense. But at the same time, you see the trend. No Bijan Robinson, no win. Fix it. It's simple. So, but I'm gonna go with the Saints right here until they get Bijan Robinson back involved. Who you got right here, Capo?
This is another toilet bowl to me. I mean, we're just gonna keep it 1,000. Both of these teams have switched quarterbacks. The Falcons going back to Desmond Ritter, and the Saints is going to Jameis Winston. Um, I got the Saints. I feel like Jameis Winston will be able to. Uh, he throws a very good deep ball, and one thing the Saints like to do is stretch the field, and they got guys that can do that. So Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, and the list goes on. Number one, I forgot his name, but they got those guys, man, and I believe that they're gonna be able to put a lot of stress on the Atlanta Falcons secondary. So I got the Saints winning. I say 28-21.
Okay, okay. Don't forget about Taysom Hill over there too. Uh, Next game, we got an in-house division matchup. We got the Rams versus Cardinals. It's not too much to say about either one of these teams, but I'm a Cardinals being at home. Kyler Murray, he been back for a couple weeks now. He's not playing too terrible. He's not playing terrible football. He's doing what he can. You know what I'm saying? He's way behind the ball. He's still getting acclimated to contact. He's still getting acclimated to his offense. He's still trying to put it together. But Cardinals at home versus the Rams. My gut feeling tell me take the Cardinals, but I'm gonna take the smart pick, and I'm gonna go with the Rams right here. I think Matthew Stafford, Puka Nakua, and the rest of that crew over there, they go ahead and take care of business against the Cardinals. It'll be a close game, fun game. All those division games over there, and that division is fun. But I'm gonna go with the Rams right here. Who you got right here, Capo? Rams versus Cardinals.
Man, every time I pick the Rams, they lose, man. But I'm gonna go with the Rams though. Aaron
Okay.
Donald gonna be able to keep Kyler Murray in check. So um, I got the Rams. They're gonna do what they need to do.
Okay. Okay. Uh, in my personal opinion, right here, I almost consider this game to be a trap game. We got the Ravens traveling over and playing Chargers. You know what I'm saying? I consider this somewhat to be a trap game, and it sucks for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson that they lose Mark Andrews for the season. You know what I'm saying? But Lamar Jackson has been doing this thing all season. I don't think he has a problem finding his weapons in this game, but this game is going to be played a little bit closer than a lot of people would think. But I'm going to still roll with the Ravens right here. I'm taking a lot of away teams. I see this is a trend in this week. But anyways, I'm gonna take the Ravens right here, and I got the Ravens winning by 2 field goals. I got them winning by 6, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Lamar Jackson. He's also one of the candidates up for MVP, so I'm gonna stick with the MVP right here, and I'm gonna go Baltimore Ravens.
I got Baltimore as well. I just think the Chargers are spiraling out of control. Their head coach about to get fired. I mean, he fired so many people and pointed the finger at everybody else. I think this is it for him. So I got the Baltimore Ravens. I actually think they win big. I say they win by 21 points. I got them winning like 42-21. You know what I mean? I just think Baltimore is gonna they're gonna dominate the time of possession, and I just feel like defensively they're gonna be able to stifle Eckler and be able to keep Kenny Allen in check. So I think the Ravens win big.
Okay, okay. In the last game that we got for the quick picks, we got the Bears. We talking about 1 to 2, and when I say that, I'm talking about Justin Fields is back. He on point with DJ Moore right out the gate. They played a great game against the Lions last week, and then on the opposite side, you got the Vikings at home. You got Mr. Josh on the jobs, Dobbs. He doing his thing for the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be a nice matchup. I feel like Josh Dobbs gonna get back on the winning side of things, and I'm gonna take the Vikings right here. So I'm gonna roll with Josh Dobbs and the Vikings, but this gonna be a nice little matchup. Who you got right here?
Man, I got the Vikings. Sucks for Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields gonna have a phenomenal game. I think he gonna throw for like 300 yards. I see that, but I think Josh Dobbs just gonna get the job done. You know what I mean? One thing about him that I see is he about his business, and when it's time to deliver that play, he make that play, and that's what I think it's gonna come down to. Got the Vikings winning 24-21.
Okay, okay, for sure, for sure. All right, there you have it. Our quick picks, our big four games from the Mind on Greatness podcast. You know what I'm saying? Again, shout out Mike, shout out Peso. We can't wait to have y'all boys back. But we hit y'all with a back to back today, a boxing episode, NFL Week 12 episode. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned, people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Capo and let him close us out.
Like he said, man, we back to back like the 94-95 Rockets, like the 01-02 Lakers, man. We a dynasty in here. We bringing it back. We putting in that hard work. We not stopping. That shows our dedication. We really trying to grow this podcast. So we really appreciate everybody that's involved with the podcast. Uh, we hope that you guys are able to like, comment, hey, subscribe. Give us pointers. You know what I mean? We ain't opposed to any criticism. We grown men over here. We ain't running from no smoke. So continue to support us. We're gonna continue to support y'all. And like I say, man, keep subscribing. We out.